Every country has that neighborhood where the 1% work, live, and play. When you start making millions of dollars, you definitely want to live close to where people of the same income bracket live. We're talking about well-known roads, huge plot of lands with tennis courts, luxury automobile, high-profile security, and expensive real estate. Every country has that one type of neighborhood, just like I am right now in Camps Bay, Cape Town, South Africa. And look, Zimbabwe is no different. Most people in Zimbabwe became rich doing mining and agriculture. 90% of the time, they'll put their profits into real estate, building huge mansions on massive acres. This is not a very poor country as it's been advertised, and this video would make you realize that. In Zimbabwe, homes increase in size and value towards the north. Unlike the episodes we've done in Namibia, Rwanda, Ghana, Kenya, and Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, the wealthy neighborhoods are concentrated in Harare northern suburbs, home to the more affluent population of the city, including the former president Robert Mugabe.
All the nice neighborhoods are on one side of the city, which is Harare North. If you live here, you've made it in life.
If you live here, you're going to live long.
Obviously.
The dwellings are mostly low density, less cluster homes of 4 bedrooms or more, and these are usually occupied by wealthy families. Having said that, this video would concentrate mostly in the northern part of Harare.
This is the safest place in Zim. You don't even need to lock your cars. It's more like heaven, eh?
These are the top 5 most exclusive neighborhoods with the most expensive real estate in Zimbabwe. Number 5 on the countdown is Grayson Park. It's purely a residential neighborhood in northern Harare, 30 minutes away from the CBD. This suburb has mostly European-looking structures. Homes here are built on massive plots, some of the biggest I have seen since I started touring real estate in Africa. During my stay in Harare, I lived in this 2-bedroom apartment. Originally was designed as a guest cottage attached to the main house. They gave me a tour of their 5,000 square meters mansion and I was overwhelmed. It features a pool, a tennis and a basketball court, a gym, poultry farm, a 5-car garage. It's about 5 bedrooms with a 2-bedroom guest cottage. Judging from what I saw, I'm guessing this property costs an average of 1 to 2 million US. It's cheap when you compare it to the same asking price and features to properties in Accra or Lagos. In Grayson Park, an average 5-bedroom townhouse would cost about 800,000 US, while the 2,000 square meters land would sell for an average of $100,000. The neighborhood is occupied by high net worth citizens and foreigners working in the UN, embassies, consulates, or holding government offices. Just a minute drive, you're going to find several supermarkets, banks, school, and worship centers. It's really a secluded and peaceful neighborhood. Let me know what you guys think about Grayson Park as number 5 on the countdown. Number 4 on the countdown is Shawasha Hills. I lived here for some days as well. This neighborhood is home to newly made Zimbabwean millionaires, and I was made to understand it's because of the type of structures being built. The neighborhood has some of the most modern and contemporary building architectures when compared to other neighborhoods on the countdown, and there are a lot of building constructions right, left, and center. So it's kind of like one of the hottest places to buy or own a mansion in northern Harare. Driving through this neighborhood was nice. Most of the properties sit on a hill, giving it epic views. That's why it's called Shawasha Hills. It's on a hill. To the west, you have more top military retirees owning homes there. To the north, you have millionaires in the FMCG, tech and mining business. And to the west, you have government officials and foreigners owning homes there. This is where you're going to find the really small home sitting on a large plot of land. A 5-bedroom here can cost an average of 950,000 US, while a 1,900 square meters land can cost for about 415,000 US. The suburb is very close to Chisipiti, where you can find anything you're looking for, from malls to markets, schools, banks, you name it. Let me know what you guys think about Shawasha Hills as number 4 on the countdown, if it's a place you'd like to buy a property and live in. Number 3 on the countdown is the Highlands. The neighborhood is located in the northeastern part of Harare. Due to its high altitude, the Highlands houses the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, MultiChoice, and nearly all of the city's radio masts and towers. It's hard to ignore the splendid panoramic view from downtown Harare right here from the Highland. This neighborhood was transformed when television was introduced in 15 November 1960, after ZBZ TV, then RTV, opened its television studio, making it the second country after Nigeria to launch a television service in Africa and the first in Southern Africa.
One of the most posh areas. I'd say if you want a house here, you start from like 600,000.
600,000.
Goes up to like 2.5 million.
And that's for an average. What's the land size you're going to get for that?
Here you get anywhere between 4,000 and 6,000 square meters.
4,000, man.
Yeah, square meters for one house.
You guys have a lot of land to play with, huh?
Yeah, we do, man.
It has a lot of trees and, you know, I don't know, man, we did drone shots. I don't know if you can really see the houses, but everything is covered in trees. Is that like a kind of like policy or something?
Yeah, it's like a town planning code.
Yeah.
The trees have to be taller than the
houses. So you can't build more than 2 stories.
You can't be more than 3 stories. And here you can't build high-rise buildings. But it's a very nice neighborhood. It's close to like all the best private schools.
Yeah.
It's close to town. It's close to the best shopping areas as well.
And then the former vice president lives here as well, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if he still does, but he lived here, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of other former prime ministers as well lived here.
Yeah.
I don't know what other prominent people live here, but it's not a cheap place to live, yeah?
Yeah.
Highlands is one of the most architecturally rich areas of Harare with European-style buildings. From the aerial view, you can't really see the houses up close because planting of trees and gardening is a cultural thing here. And due to its elevation, it has long been one of the most desirable and quiet areas to live in Harare.
Alright guys, let us know what you think about the Highlands.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna go back to the next neighborhood now.
Yeah.
Number 2 on the countdown is Glenlon. It's an affluent suburb northeast Harare, Zimbabwe, originally known as Glenlon Farms or Enterprise Valley beyond the city limits. It is located north of downtown Harare and it's one of the highest and hilliest suburb in the country. It's also one of the wealthiest and most prestigious neighborhood in Zimbabwe, not only because of how expensive the real estate here is, but the caliber of people residing here.
And the nice thing about Glenlon is the houses are on hilltops, eh?
Yeah,
so
I noticed.
like on a slope, so you can really see the beauty of it.
Something I also noticed here is people, they are building very modern homes.
Yes,
right?
So this area is newer than Highlands where we went.
Yeah.
So the houses here are more modern. Than Highlands.
Yeah.
Glenlon has been ranked the best neighborhood in the city to live in Zimbabwe by the Mail and Guardian. It's known as the area where the city's old money lives, and it's home to some of Zimbabwe's wealthy citizens, including the former vice president Kembo Mohadi. It's often compared to its larger and more well-known neighborhoods like Borodale to the northwest. It's also the greenest part of Harare with hills overlooking the Masasa trees and well-kept gardens.
Do you know the caliber of people that live right here?
People who've got $1 million or more. Yeah, big people in industry. Huh?
Yeah,
big people in industry. A few from Nigeria as well.
Yeah, so he was showing me some Nigerian-owned properties on here, and I was like, you know, Nigerians like to show off, so you can already tell in the type of architecture.
It's a Niger boy. You know?
Most of the city's Anglo-African population tends to congregate here, along with the rest of the northern suburbs. Crime is very low by international standards, and at night, the area is home to various pubs, bars, restaurants, and nightclubs.
So what's the average price for a land or a property right here?
So if you want land here, 4,000 square meters, you're looking at about $140,000 US. If you want a house, on average, if you want one of the nice ones,
like a five bedroom, you know, duplex,
you start from like 600,000.
600,000
goes up to, I think the most expensive I've seen here was 2.6 million.
2.6 million, and that's like top.
That's top.
So it means the price range is not really different from that of Highlands, huh?
It's not really different, no. It's all about your preference as to do you want to be on flat land, do you want to be on a hill, do you want to be close to town or not, things like that. So that's more of the price point.
Let me know what you think of Glenlon as number 2 on the countdown. Number 1 on the countdown is Borodale. Right from time, the community of Borodale has been a wealthy and predominantly white Anglophone enclave, and has been the only wealthy community in Zimbabwe for decades. Up until recently, it now competes with newly formed neighborhoods like Glenlon, the Highlands, and other neighborhoods here on the countdown. Borodale forms a part of the northeast suburb of the city of Harare with a population of 20,000 as of the Zimbabwe 2012 census. You might want to see Borodale as the Bel Air of Zimbabwe. The elite, super rich, basically anyone who is somebody lives right here. The top schools, the biggest malls, headquarters of multinationals, corporations, they're all located here. Because Borodale is the most expensive place to own real estate in Zimbabwe, I reached out to West Prop, the leading real estate developers in Zimbabwe, and they showed me apartments selling for as low as 88,000 US in their newest development, the Millennium Heights. This I consider to be a steal.
Okay, Steve, as you know, Block 1 and Block 2 here at Millennium Heights is sold out.
As always, right?
And Block 3, 50% subscribed.
Yeah.
And we haven't even gotten off the ground yet.
Okay.
So our most exciting project is Block 4, that's coming up shortly. We're going to have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom studios, and 3 bedrooms. Before, we did not provide 3 bedrooms. So I think I believe the exciting part of this project is the 3-bedroom apartments that we didn't provide before.
Okay, so this is the view the 1 bedroom has.
Yes.
I know there's still work going on, but what is the future view going to look like?
Well, we're going to have multiple apartments here.
Yeah.
Communities living here. We're going to have a recreational park, Millennium Recreational Park, clubhouse with tennis, baseball, all the sporting facilities, as well as meeting rooms, prayer rooms, cafe, office or shared office space.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a huge community, over 1,000 apartments here in this space.
1,000.
1,000 apartments.
Yeah.
Our vision is to have 1 billion bricks on the ground.
1 billion.
1 billion.
And
bricks.
how many people are you going to house?
Well, 100,000 families, I suppose. It depends how, because the units are becoming quite small nowadays.
Yeah.
I'll leave their contact at the description section of this video in case you need to reach out to them and get yourself a property in the top location in Zimbabwe. There's several gated estates in Borodale, like the Pokogara, which is still very new. A garden townhouse like this cost about 1.5 million US, sitting on 2,200 square meter plot. I did a tour of this home on a previous video here on the channel. There are other building types that will be built here in Pokogara as well. But the most popular and prestigious estate is Borodale Brook Golf Estate. It's considered as address number 1 in Zimbabwe. I visited here to have lunch and also did a tour of the neighborhood on a cart. At some point, I was wondering if I am still in Zimbabwe. This is beautiful. The golf course is the centerpiece of the neighborhood. Houses here have no fence. The security here is really tight.
This is address number 1 in Harare.
In Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe as a whole. So this is where all the billionaires and trillionaires and all the rich people, who is who, they live here, right?
Yes.
The people that build homes right here, they don't have fences in their property, and their backyard is very beautiful, and then you have a golf course just at your backyard. This is beautiful. I mean, this is how everybody in the world should be living.
Yes.
You know?
Because there's lots of forestry, lots of greens, unlike most places where you have to build some 10 meters high brick wall. So here you don't need any of that.
If you live here, you're going to live long.
Obviously.
This is truly where the super rich will buy a home in Zimbabwe.
This is, I would say, this is the safest place in Zim. You don't even need to lock your cars. It's just amazing, you know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I just wonder why people, they talk negative things, negative things about Zim, but to be honest, it's more like heaven, eh?
Wow. But how many people can afford to live here, man?
Those big guys, you know.
Do you live around here?
No, I just work here.
An average 5-bedroom home in Borodale Brook starts from around 600,000 US up to 2 million US.
Right now, it's got the most expensive home there, 3.5 million. It's on the market for that price. I think it's the highest, the most expensive house on the market right now.
Borodale has become the leading destination for non-resident Zimbabweans and foreign buyers.
The golf course is amazing, the views are amazing, the sunset is amazing, so wow.
Can you buy a property
What more
here?
can you? Definitely. Everything is available at your doorstep. There's a restaurant, fuel station, supermarket, you know.
I mean, I was saying to 80 that this is how everybody in the world should live.
Exactly. There's enough money in the world for everybody to live large.
Right?
Thank you so much for watching this episode to the very end. I hope this video was able to motivate you to visit Zimbabwe and get yourself some real estate, or just travel and check out this destination. In the previous episode, I made a video after spending over a month in Zimbabwe touring different places, so you should also check that video. I'm going to link it somewhere on there. Shout out to African Tigress, Mr. Zim and B for helping me make this video, because without them it would have been really difficult. So guys, subscribe to the channel if it's your first time. Steve here. On to the next video. I'll see you soon.